Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick update here. I made a trip over to my big chain pet store today, and they had some hatchetfish in. So I bought 5 more hatchetfish and added them to my quarantine tank here. I also removed quite a bit of the water sprite that was in here. I just left a couple of pieces. Actually, that's just sort of one frond in there, and I think it might have a couple spots where some babies are starting to develop, but anyway you slice it, I left very little water sprite in there, which will grow back very quickly, so no problem there. I also took the female guppies that were in here. I still had 2 adult pregnant females, and I put one of them in my Gourami tank and I put one of them in my Angelfish tank, so that the fish themselves will be fine, but any babies they produce will get devoured pretty quickly. I've also got some fairly attractive young guppies growing up in here. I'm not even really sure what they are, so at some point here in the near future I'm going to be trying to get in here and collecting up the guppies and separating them and sorting out and seeing what I've got. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. From what I'm seeing now, just glancing around, I got some really interesting looking fish in there. I've definitely got some females going on, so I'll need to be removing them too. But my other new addition today is right here, and I can actually sit down while I shoot this one. The fish on the top is the blue wag that I put in there about a week ago, 10 days ago, something like that. On the same day, I put a velvet wag swordtail, which looked very similar to this fish. It was a very dark red with a black tail. Of course, being a swordtail, gave you that very different look. So by the next morning, the swordtail was being devoured by one of the crabs in there, and it struck me as odd that the crab had actually got the swordtail and killed it and was eating it. And I've watched and I've thought and I've looked, and I'm convinced that while the crab was eating the swordtail, the crab did not kill the swordtail. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that they are even opportunistic hunters. I think that they're merely scavengers, and if they can get the occasional dead fish, they will. And I think, the idea that I brought a fish home from one of the big chain pet stores and just put it right into my tank, and the next morning it was dead and being eaten by a crab in the tank, really doesn't strike me as unusual or out of the ordinary. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to assume that the fish died and the crab then got it after the fact. So we're going to try again with a nice bright red and black fish in this tank. I think color wise it goes really well. It more or less matches the crabs, and it goes really well with that blue wag I put in there last week too. So those are the 2 little changes I made. We're not going to bother to go look at my Gourami tank or my Angelfish tank in an attempt to see the little guppies I put in there, but I did move those 2 female guppies, so that is one other little minor change we had today. So thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm always doing something down here. You never know what it's going to be, and you don't want to miss any of the good stuff I got coming up. This is my red-clawed crab tank. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you real soon in the next one.